Hello, brave awakened ones. Lady V here for victory, right? This is a jam-packed video, okay? Excuse my appearance, but it's 2 a.m. and I just had to tell my oversoul I'm on overload. I feel like my brain is gonna explode with information on what I've been doing since 7:30, which is when I got this massive headache and I felt like I was being, part of me was starting to split into that other realm, which I'm going to explain. It's important because it's going to start happening to a lot of you light warriors now. Okay? Welcome to the team. Okay. Um I got a lot of explaining to do so people won't freak out because, some of you freak out and be like, oh my God, I want part of this, which is completely up to you. My BFF, when this started happening to her, she was like, I'm not you. I'm not brave like that. I don't want part of this. I want out. And she escaped into her Bible, which is fine. I knew she was going to do that. And I started laughing. She's like, my God, didn't you tell me this a couple of years ago I was going to do this? I was like, yeah, but that's fine. You did all you could do. It's all free will. Okay. So let me start with like a disclaimer, whatever, that this has to do with my remote viewings. This has to do with my astral travel and astral work. That is where this information comes from, okay? And you don't have to believe me. You don't have to believe what you see. You don't have to believe the pictures I post, the videos. You don't have to believe any of it. It's free will. But if I say, get behind me, Satan, it's because you need the ears to hear and the eyes to see. And you need the knowing. And when I say that, it is what Yeshua said to Peter when Peter was trying to stop him from going to his crucifixion. It's because you don't have the ears to see, the ears to hear, and the eyes to see, and you're being blinded by that energy, plain and simple. And it's banishing the energy from my energy field, and maybe from your energy field too. That's why I say it. It's not a personal attack. And you're more than welcome to be blind. That's all I gotta say. I care, but I don't care. Okay? All I know is I put the information out there and, be careful in your, people when they're doing their debunking and stuff. If you didn't see, if you weren't present, you could try to debunk stuff, but, it's your debunking is bunk. Because you weren't there. So I don't know how people can debunk stuff when they weren't present. Yeah. Any which ways, this is Veronica of Higher Realm Holistics, medical empathic intuitive, holistic health, certified holistic integrative health nurse. I have a holistic health practice where I do Reiki, and I do holistic health guidance and stuff like that. I have an office in North Miami Beach, Florida. I also do remote sessions. And it's a year now, right? July makes, like August that I started July. It's a year since I've been doing this. Shocked the shit out of me. I didn't expect to be doing any of this. I really didn't. I thought I was going to be with my little white coat in my little office right next to the hospital I used to manage, and just do my little holistic health thing. This is taking a turn that I did not expect. So thank you, subscribers, supporters, Patreons. Thank you, y'all. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, people who put comments, even though, my channel growth has been like brought to a screeching halt. I know the message is getting out there, and those who are on my team, which I found out I have a team and I'm leading a team. That's another story. A lot of things I didn't think I'd do or said, no, I'm never going to do that. I've been doing hardcore and full force. So It's about surrender, surrender, and then surrender again. You want to know how to get things going? How to not suffer? Surrender. Because whenever I try to fight it, it's free will. Feel free to fight it. Feel free to say no. But you, if that is what you came down here in mind to do, if you get down here and you decide to chicken out, you decide to change your mind, no, I'm not going to do it, you know, you might be pretty dang miserable from not doing it. Things in your life might come to a screeching halt because you're going in the wrong direction. But like with myself, even if I said, no, I'm not doing it, but in my heart, I do feel like I surrender to it. Like you could say no, like, oh, I don't want to. There's a difference. You hear what I'm saying? There's a difference with the, I don't want to. But then you like, ugh, but if I have to, I will. You know, that's usually my attitude. Many a times when I know the severity of the mission and I know that I'm going to get my ass whooped in it, but I will succeed, you know, I go kicking and screaming, but I go. You know what I'm saying? Like what I'm doing now, coming out like this and putting myself out there, putting all my business, my spiritual business out there to me, which was the most private thing on the face of the earth. Um, that that took everything, you know, and I go kicking and screaming every level of awakening, and then booted up to a different level of ascension. It's levels, it's a spiraling up or it's a spiraling down. So that's what I've been doing. I admittedly so. I don't sit there saying, you know, I'm holier than thou to nobody. Y'all know I'm straight up. I tell you. Sometimes I need the kitchen sink thrown at me. I need a brick or two thrown at the back of my head. I need to be drag kicking and screaming, but I go. I eventually go. Okay. So, you know, so if that's what's going on, if you get scared when you start something first starts happening, and then you're like, I don't want to do this, but then you're like, ugh, if I must, it's okay. You're not aborting your mission. I mean, yeah, there are plenty of people who abort their mission. And that's okay too. You know, it's just, you just won't reach that level of ascension that you came down here to reach. And I said, you know, even if I say no, please drag me kicking and screaming. That's why I told my oversoul. Please drag me kicking and screaming, even if I say no. Which is what's been happening when it comes to doing this channel and coming out and stuff like that. Okay, this is NRV 16. And if anyone's interested, I have to say, go to higherrealmholistics.com for webinars, books, sessions, t-shirts. Next webinar is Saturday, coming up Saturday, the 13th, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and it has to do with dispelling the energy of anger, angst, and anxiety, that type of energy. It's expelling that energy because that energy is being used to seriously attack us, and especially our children. I'm noticing this in our children, and it could be your adult children. If you're a light warrior, light worker who's in deep mission right now, that energy is being used to attack you big time. It is breaking out all around me. It's like all of a sudden, you know, my son, my nieces, my nephews, it's like the kids have gone bonkers. My daughter, it's like when I say this rage, this angst, this anger, and you're just like, huh? Where the hell is it coming from? And people around you too. Like I can't even take my dance class with the amount of, and especially the fact I'm so empathic and so intuitive. Not only that, I'm clairvoyant and clairaudient, so I'm hearing these fucking people, you know, smiling in my face, but then like I hear what's going on in their head. I'm just like, oh my God, can I turn around and freaking backhand pimp smack you right now? But then they'd be like, what was that for? You know? So it's like I literally walked out of dance class because I could not take hearing the voices anymore and feeling the rage and the anger and the envy. Envy is a very strong, low vibrating part of the narcissistic energy being used against us also. So, we have some banishing and clearing to do of that energy off of people around us. Okay, so that is what the webinar is all about for Saturday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And the last webinar I just did on 7/7 was for healing the body temple, which includes the physical body, the etheric body, and the energy body. Okay, that's what it's for. And I know it's affected me already, and I have people writing to me and making comments saying that they're getting immediate effects too. So these conjurings we're doing getting more and more powerful as we go along, which is great because we're getting, we're raising our vibration and we're getting more in tuned with those energies. So they're heeding to our call, our word, and manifesting quicker and stronger and better as we go along. So good job, high priests and high priestesses, magicians, alchemists. We're all those rolled into one. So I call us high priests and high priestesses because that's what we are, of higher realm magic. Awesome sauce. And of course you could buy the webinars still. You could purchase them still. And yeah, you could use them at any time. It's completely up to you. You get the video and you also get all the material that goes along with it. Extensive material that I put together, the package I put together. Okay, y'all. So, oh gosh, I have 12 minutes to go through this. Okay. So, NRV 16, what I've been doing since 7:30 till around, I was woken up around 12 midnight, came back around, and then had to write down all this information and try and decipher everything I went through. The first thing I was taken through was I was taken to the space in between Earth and Mars, and the moon was on. It's like, here's Earth, here was Earth, there was the moon, and here was Mars. So it was a clear view to Mars, and I was in that in between space between Earth and Mars, and I was shown it was like a vapor being sucked off of Earth. Vapor being sucked off of Earth into Mars. And I was like, what is going on? And it was like this light orb, and it was made of dust. It was a light orb, this light orb talking to me telepathically, and it was telling me that it was terraforming that's been going on Mars for a very, very long time. That is why Trump brought up that we'll be going to Mars soon, because Mars has been terraformed. That's what it's been going on. Not by his group. It was been going on by the deep state, by the shadow government, if you want to call it the deep state, whatever. They've been doing it because just in case their plan to take over Earth doesn't work, they have a lot of kidnapped people over there. It's been going on for a long time, for, God, hundreds of years. It's been going on for a while now, where they've been terraforming Mars. The terraforming did start in the 20th century, though, I'm shown. So what I saw was being sucked out was natural resources from Earth, especially water. So they've been terraforming Mars for a while now, and they have their colony there. So they want to escape there just in case they blow shit up. They blow Earth up just like they did that planet. Forgot the name of it. Dang, how did I forget the name of it? Any which ways, you'll know what I'm talking about. The asteroid belt. The planet that was in between Jupiter and Mars. Just in case that happens again, they're going to Mars. Even though they're the ones who blew up Mars' atmosphere. They're terraforming it. They've been terraforming it and stealing the water, stealing natural resources to go there just in case they blow up Earth, which they're not going to blow up Earth. Okay? So that's that's one thing I wanted to cover because that was the first thing I was taken to. That was where I was taken to. The rest is information that I just received telepathically, but I physically went to that space. Okay. I'm taking off Earth a lot around the galaxy, around the universe, showing different things. Okay, that's number one. Number two, the Q Collective. Uh, Many people, it's the way people are viewing Q and are going to be viewing Q. So I need to put out the warning about the way people are viewing Q as savior. Now, Q, I'm trying to get more light here. Q is a collective, the Q Collective. That's the energy was talking to me. The Q Collective, that's what it prefers to be referred as. And yeah, Trump is not Q. Trump is just, again, someone who was in that billionaire boys world, that quote unquote elite world. I don't call them elites because they they're not above us. They just got money that they got in a very bad way, by stealing it from others and being tricky, which, Trump was part of that world. I never made it a secret. I never liked the man because I grew up in a Trump New York and I've had family members be ripped off by Trump University. So, never liked the guy. So, but, and I've said this in several videos from the beginning, he's been in the world, in that world, but not of that world. He pulled himself out of it. So they're trying to do the spin of him. Oh, but he was with Epstein. Yeah, because he ran in that quote unquote elite world, business world. Okay. But again, he never crossed that line. Yeah. Was he an asshole? Older dude, going after young chicks? Yeah. But he's no damn pedophile. Okay. And he's definitely not part of their satanic Luciferian cult. Definitely not. In fact, that's what pushed him, because of his daughter, actually, very much so, pushed him to go on the alliance side, pushed him to be part of the alliance team. He's part of the team. And the Q Collective, what that energy would like you guys to know is that it is clearing the way. It is not going to form a new government for us. It is just there as a soldier team, as warriors, just like we are as Rainbow Light Warriors, as my team and other Light Warrior teams are doing. So it's clearing the way. It is fighting the same way we're fighting in the ethereal. We're the warriors in the ethereal. The Q team is also spiritual too. And it's made up of a lot of Christians, but it's more spiritual. It has a Christian base, but it's expands beyond that. And they're fighting in the physical with that understanding of the spiritual world, that it's the fights in both, that we're not just fighting against flesh and blood, but we're fighting against principalities. Very much so. That is what the Q Collective is. It's not there to form our new government. It's not there to guide us and tell us how we're going to form, how 5D is supposed to be, how positive 4D is supposed to be. That's not what it's all about. And some people have that misconception, that savior mentality. So that's what I wanted to say about Q. Okay, the Q Collective. All right, and to reiterate what I've been saying about Trump. And yeah, there are many of those out there that flip the script. Like, they were on the dark end and they didn't cross the line, and they're switching teams. Let's say they're switching hats, going from black hats to white hats, like that. Okay, many surprises out there. Now with the Epstein case, yeah, that was a big one that we all needed to come together in the physical and the ethereal to take down, because that is where they are. They're in negative 4D, holding down 3D, okay? So we're in positive 4D and 5D, some of us. So we're the higher rules over rules over the lower, okay? So that's why with getting that Holy Spirit energy, we're able to take down that narcissistic energy, which they ride high on, especially when it comes to the whole sex thing and this whole sex cult thing. Why is my phone doing that? Hope it's still recording.